Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Marvel's Zabu Build-A-Figure Wave WOLFSBANE. I only have like 2 more figures left in this wave and only 1 more to complete the BAF, so we're working our way through it. I just haven't been in a rush. I don't like most of the characters in this wave. This figure, however, is surprisingly good for Hasbro. There's definitely some usual Hasbro stuff going on, but there's some nice things too, so I'm going to be happy to talk about that. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we get into the figure, I do want to show you my package. It is the standard Marvel Legends package, nothing particularly remarkable there. Can't say the figure looks great with the orange and yellow background, being that the figure is orange and yellow. It's not bad. Here's some artwork of the figure, or of the character. The face is definitely different than on the figure, but the rest is fairly accurate to the figure. The source is, I don't know what Hasbro's doing. Their photos almost never match their images, so it's okay. This one's not bad. The only real difference is the face and the X logo, but at least they got closer this time. Okay, so we're gonna do that guy soon, and that guy soon, and then we'll do that guy. Alright, let's talk about this figure. This one I thought would be one of the more popular ones, and it did sell out, so I had to wait a while to get it, but it is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store as of the time of filming. I'll put a link in the description below if you guys are trying to complete this wave. Okay, so it's actually one of the better figures in the wave, I think. There's a lot of new stuff going on here, and it's executed fairly well. Let's start with a height measurement. To the top of her head, not her hair tips, about 15.5 centimeters, a little bit more for the hair. And that's going to be about, let's just call it 6, I don't know, and then 6 3/8, something like that. Here she is up against Darwin. She has a little bit of size to her, which is probably appropriate given the werewolfy nature of her. And here she is up against a Marvel Select cap. Definitely out of scale, no point in doing that. And here she is up against a McFarlane Batman. Okay? Maybe fudgeable, but not really. Alright, so let's talk about the good on this figure. I like the overall shape. The overall proportioning is not bad. She actually has some meaty thighs. And I don't mean like giant or anything weird like that. They just look like they have muscles to them. These are comic book characters, superheroes. They should have some muscle, and they've done a much better job on this figure than they normally do. I like that. The calves, I know they have some floof going on over here for the fur, but the calves also are better shaped than usual. The knees pinch in, you have meat here, and also, they're not meaty down at the bottom, they're meaty up at the top, which is where it needs to be, and that's how it looks better. So that's good. And then, so the ankles pinch in. It's basically comic book proportions 101, and they did a much better job. I think they probably should have gone with a little bit more of a dynamic looking foot. This is a very tiny issue. I don't personally care that much, but to be accurate to the source material, I'm thinking you might want to have the feet be like a little wider, a little more exaggerated, rather than just being human feet with pointy toenails. But otherwise, it looks pretty good. And then for the body, it's fine. It's nothing noteworthy, really. It's pretty well done. There's some paint work on there. We'll get to the paint in a second. The arms, they're sculpted okay, not a ton of shape. The head, I don't mind it, other than I don't care for the face. It's like hyper-realistic and anime-ish at the same time, and it doesn't really look like what I see what I picture in my head of this character. It's not this face. It's not particularly poorly done. It looks decent. Like, the paint job is clean and stuff, but it just, I don't know. What do you guys think? Question of the day. Does this look like the face you wanted on this character? To me, it's a little bit weird. I don't hate it. It's well enough done, but it's a little weird. Then we do have the hair, which is a separate color, and it's got a wash on it, so that's nice. Okay, let's talk about the paint. They did some stuff pretty well. These buckles right here look really good. The line work is clean enough throughout. It's not especially good. The X logo, I don't remember her ever having a white and red X logo. That looks weird to me. You guys can let me know what you think about that. And then we have the zipper painted. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I do think she would have looked better for her body if they had a little bit more of a wash going on rather than just the dark tufts like they did with Beast. But it's not terrible. I think it'll do. Yeah, I think it looks okay. For Marvel Legends, this one's going to get an aesthetic rating of 8 out of 10. It's better than most Marvel Legends. The shapes of the legs make a huge difference, I think. So that's a good thing. Alright, as far as accessories go, we have the 2 open hands of Commander in the package, and then 2 fist hands. I should have mentioned in the other part, none of the fingernails or claws are painted, and I think that sucks. I think they should have painted those. But that's it for accessories. So I'm going to go 0 out of 10. That bothers me. Because most of our Marvel Legends have somewhat neutral faces. They don't look like they're doing anything. They look bored to be there. But then some of them have faces like this, where she just smelled a bad fart or something. And so it's like, I really think if they're gonna be inconsistent like this, they need to give you alternate heads. Give us a normal portrait, give us an action portrait. Problem solved. Will it cost you more? A little bit. Will it help you sell more figures? Probably, if people start being discerning with their money. So yeah, it needs accessories. It needs an alternate face. The fart stink is not a good face, I think, for this one. As your only option. I get it for an action pose. It's like the lady that yells for her power that didn't have a yelly face. What's her name? I can't think of her name. Whatever. Or was it Banshee? It wasn't Banshee. Was it Banshee? The lady? I don't remember. Whatever. My memory is just gone. Okay, let's see. Yeah, well, we have lollipop syndrome and crazy neck. So if you want to do this pose, you can do this pose. And everything else looks bad. So, you know, you get your range in one direction. You can go all the way down like that if you want to break her neck. But leaning the head side to side is just going to look weird because it's at the wrong pivot point. So that's no good. And then you get your rotation. So whatever. These guys are not soft. The blue things. So the shoulder is going to be more limited than you would have expected probably. But I think it's not bad. I think it's acceptable. It'll do. And that's her character design. So it's short of making it a soft piece, this is going to be as good as it gets. So that's fine. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbows. You guys are always talking about gummy plastic. This one's pretty dang soft. So, I don't know about that. Okay, yeah, she's really soft. Alright, diaphragm joint is decent, but that's the only torso articulation, so it's going to be very hard to pose her in a particularly dynamic pose. And then being the werewolfy type creature that she is, you would expect she would have really good hip range to get into some dynamic poses. And it's just not there. It's really, really limited going forward. Going out to this, oh, it's also scratching the paint off onto that orange. Oh man, I didn't even try very hard. I just put it in place. Dang. All right, and then going out to the side, it's not the worst. It's a little better than 45, but it's not great, and it definitely doesn't go back well. And even going out to the side, it hits the butt area, so it doesn't work as well as you would want it to. That's really a shame. Thigh swivel is a thigh swivel. Double jointed knees are acceptable. Decent proportioning for sure. That also goes a long way. The thighs are nice and long, which is the way they should be. I also didn't mention her knee pads and elbow pads, the different plastics. It's not the worst example we've seen, but it doesn't look great. I forgot to mention that in the aesthetic. Yeah, still don't care for that. All right, let's see how the ankles are. They go all the way back. That's good. And pretty far forward. That's good. And the ankle rocker is solid. So it's fine. For articulation, it's going to get... I'm only going to do 6.5 because we're limited in the torso and we're limited in the hips. So she's not going to get into any dynamic poses. Not really. I think that kind of sucks for this character. Okay, so time for the final verdict. Does it look better than most Marvel Legends? Yes. Does it pose better? Not really. And does it have better accessories? No, definitely not. So it's going to come down to, on a Marvel Legends scale, I'm going to give it 7.5. The lack of posability is a big problem for this, and there's really no good excuse for it. And then the stink face, it's okay, but that's really personal preference. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with 7.5. There's just too much wrong with it to make up for what's good with it. Let me know what you guys think. It's not the worst figure by any means, but the more time I spend with it, the less I like it. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment section below. But there it is. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.